everyone, and welcome to another video where we're going to focus on gentle yoga poses for ovulation phase. Now yesterday we did the active poses, which were going to, like, if you have the energy and you're not burnt out or you're not a beginner, it would be a good idea to follow through with the active phase because that kind of allows you to not only test your own limits but able to stretch out your whole body. Now, as I said previously, the ovulation phase is when your energy starts coming back up. So it means that this is the phase where from the inside, you're going to feel like you should go and speak to people, socialize with people, because you have the energy to do so. So, we'll follow through with this gentle yoga, which is great for beginners, but I found with someone with PCOS or as other people know, PCOD, this really helps me. Yoga has helped me regulate my periods. But it's also helped me regulate my mental health and physical health because I was not doing a lot of physical activities otherwise, unless I went swimming once or twice. Anyway, so we start off, we open with breath and intention. Okay? So Sukhasana, this is the easy pose. You can just sit like this. Alternatively, you can sit like this. The amount of Now, the affirmation and intention that I put forward is I radiate strength and joy, and I trust in my vitality and expression, which means I'm giving myself, room to appreciate all parts of me. You can continue doing this for at least 5 minutes. It will help you kind of release your shoulders a little bit. So, on a daily basis, because of all of our lifestyles, this is always on alert. If we are on our phone or on laptop, then we are like this. Or, even if you're feeling bad. The breath and intention allows us to That's why at the start I've noticed this, and if you've noticed this, do let me know. But at the start, when I focus on just my breath and intention, I feel my shoulders loosening up. They get a little, but at the same time, I feel a little tension in them. And that's why when we move on to the next bit, we will focus, because it's going to be gentle yoga, we focus on honoring each and every part of ourselves. And especially the parts that hurt, to let them know, we're here. Now, we will start off with 10 minutes of gentle flow. The first position is side body flow. So because we started at this, now it's time we move on to the next bit, where we put our hands just right next to our buttock, and then stretch the other one out. Now the same with the other side. You do this for 2 to 3 rounds. So far we've done 3. Now we can move on to the next. Because yesterday, the active yoga class that I did and posted on YouTube was quite active, I might take this class a little bit, at pace, which means I'll make it shorter, but because it's gentle yoga, it allows me to also honor my body. So yesterday's exercise, this yoga, the pain that, my muscles and my joints feel, today's yoga allows me to ensure that they know that those parts of my body, while they hurt, it continues the momentum of keeping it safe and stretched. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm just going to move on to the next one, which is going to be the cat-cow position and the barrel flows. We did this yesterday, but I'm going to show it again today. Please follow along. So now we're going to move to the next one, which is cat-cow and barrel rolls, also known as spiral circles. So let's get on our hands and our knees, gently, okay? Make sure it's comfortable to you, okay? Always listen to your own body, whatever anyone else is telling you to do. While it is good advice, they won't know the pain and the way you need to position your body for your own comfort more than you would know. So, honor yourself. Now, let's move on to our cat. And then barrel rolls. Okay? Now we have to do this for 3 to 4 rounds. So breathe in, breathe out. Okay, we're going to do one more. Oh, that felt good. I feel like my spine and my hands feel a lot more active. Because while we did this initial stretch with this, we used both our hands, the muscle, and stretched our spine. But this allows us to mobilize it. If you are not able to do it in the form of barrel rolls, you can always do this. Because remember, seated, you can do cat, cow, barrel rolls. You know, desk yoga. Anyway, we're going to move on to the next position, which is seated or tabletop twist. Okay? Stay seated like this. One hand here. Put it on the floor. Move the other one there. And turn. So this further enhances the mobility of this part of our spine. So not the base, it's this part. Okay? Really good. For if you suffer with back pain and with periods and everything, you do. So this is a great way to stretch and honor that pain. Okay. Now that we have done the gentle flow, we can now move on to flow. Wait, no, we did gentle warm up, and now we will move to flow practice. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do, how we're going to do this, we'll put you guys a little bit further behind. Okay. So you guys have access to at least my body. So modified sun salutation, okay? This is gentle yoga. So we start off with this. Hands to the side, and then we move it on top, down, was not done properly. Sorry guys. Give me a second. The yoga mat obviously is up, so I need to put stuff at the corners to keep it down. Once again, we've got this. So yesterday, while I was doing the active yoga, I was told by my colleague that you stay here for 5 breaths before you move on to the next. Okay? So just another tip for anyone who is watching this and wants to follow along and is unaware of the amount of breaths required. Oh, so by the way, but guys, sorry. It's modified sun salutation that I put there so that it's a lot easier. Right now, I did the normal sun salutation, and after yesterday's active yoga, there's a lot more pain. But the modified sun salutation that I put in the initial class was going to have moved from cobra, so this position, to child's position. Okay. Although I'm kind of glad that it didn't do this, because I oiled my hair, abhamya, self-massage is really, really good. It makes you feel more connected to yourself, doesn't it? So, we're going to move on. We're just going to do one more flow of the sun salutation. This time we'll have the child's position. But after that, we will stop because, again, I don't want to push myself too much. I have babies that I'm feeding. One of them is me. The others are cats and dogs. Yeah. And then move on to and then the next position is, I don't have my glasses, so Anjaneyasana, okay, which is going to be, you move your leg, it's a low lunge, keep the other knee, balance it out so that you know you're not hurting yourself. But this, This is a low lunge with cactus arms. Okay. Cactus arms. Do 3 to 5 breaths per side. I think I'm doing 2 per side, so we'll just do 2 per side again. Okay? Out. Now we move on to the next position, which is going to be warrior 2 to reverse warrior. Just give me 1 second, guys. Let me just look at my notes. Okay, so 1 round each side and hold it gently in place, okay? Emphasize graceful movement, not effort, so don't try too hard to be staying in this position, okay? It's starting to hurt a little bit here. It's fine. We start off with warrior 2, yeah, and then reverse warrior. And 1, 2, close again. That was perfect for that pain that I felt. Now it's gone by doing just the reverse roll on that side, which is great. No? Oh, okay. Now we're going to move on to the next one because your girl is listening to her body and making sure I honor its current. Next position is heart opener in tabletop. Kind of. We continue to stay in a kneeling position. Okay? And take your one hand, put it near your ankle. Move on to the other side. Oh my god. Okay. Now, we'll move on to the next bit of our yoga exercise, which is cooling and opening positions, okay? Where the first position is actually a pigeon, where we have to stay 1 to 2 minutes per side. Now, pigeon pose. Oops. Because we were doing standing positions, now we're doing seated positions. I'm going to put you guys further down. So, for pigeon pose, start off on your hands and knees. Okay. Take one side. Okay. Side and I'm not sure if no, this is good. Oh my god, okay. Now we move on to the other side. Just so we can. Wow. Oh my god. This really is. That's it for this position. Oh, I would suggest listening to your body and holding it for as long as you think is possible for you right now, because the yesterday's active yoga class kind of is giving me a little bit of a thingy. Don't worry, I think with Thai massage and things like that, which we will be talking about soon, look forward to those videos, that will be sorted. Now, on to our next position. That is bridge pose. So, lie down. I don't want to put my oily hair on this, so I'm going to put my head, my hand under my head. Although I can keep it in the air. But, okay, by staying up, that does something here. Staying down, it does. Whoa. Okay. If somebody tries this, can you please? Because I think right near my belly button is where I feel a sort of discomfort, but it's not that bad. But it's a new discomfort I'm feeling, obviously because of new position. Bridge pose we've done, but I don't want to put my oily hair on this mat, because that's a new smell to add. Ooh, that rhymed. Nice. Oh my god. Lord. And we do a recline twist, which again I'll have to recline. A soft twist with knees to one side. Okay. So okay. Oh. Feel like I'm doing a little bit of ab workout here. And then after we do the recline twist, the one with the knees, we move on to legs up the wall. Which is going to be great to bring the energy that is rising up to the surface while also keeping you calm. Legs up the wall is perfect for when, let's say you want to go to sleep or you're feeling anxious, legs up the wall. We're going to do legs up the wall while also, we can have our head here, so it's fine. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna hold here. Oh my God. I'm not gonna lie, guys, because of my hand, it feels a little uncomfortable. Being neurodivergent is great for everything else. Actually, for everything. I'm not gonna talk down on neurodivergent people. Why should I? I feel like people are already doing that. Just adding on to it is like, there's no satisfaction in even being right, if I'm being honest. Oh, okay. Well, that does relax you down. And also after taking my hands off from there, ooh, because it allows the blood flow more easily, which is great for entire balancing. That's the thing. As much as yoga has helped me with, women problems and, women issues like periods and things like that, at the same time, if you follow through even with one of our gentle yoga classes, you will be able to maintain your physical, mental, spiritual health. It allows you to regulate your nervous system, and right now, with everything going on everywhere, no matter what occupation, you could be a student, it doesn't matter. You need a nervous system regulation because the older people will tell you to get through it until you're burnt out, which a lot of people, which I did, and I got burnt out, and now I am reclaiming it back. So the final part of a yoga class is going to be pranayama and meditation, okay? And my battery is running low, which, how much percentage do you have? 6%, that's fine. We've got it. We've got this. Okay? So the breath work that we're going to do, the pranayama that we're going to do is the 4-part breath work. So equal ratio breathing. So inhale. As Indian, as someone who grew up in India until she was 18 and then moved, all of these practices, time to time, have been recommended by, other Indians to me. but they did it in the form of, oh, if you don't do the sun salutation, which is called Surya Namaskar in Hindi, then, you know, God will be upset with you. And I was like, you want me to, that's the thing, it was written in the Rashi that if you wake up every morning to please the sun god, wake up every morning and do the sun salutation. The actual scientific reason, according to our astrology, that I was told that, was because astrology is based off of the Vedic science, where every person is made up of different elements: air, water, fire, earth, and wind. So all of this together, it's in different amounts in every single thing around us. So according to mine, which has air and fire, that's really, really active, for that, sun salutation would allow me, scientific, all of this is science. Of course, it was not told to me in science. The knowledge was passed down in the form of tradition and culture. All of this is based on science. Anyway, the sun salutation, it allows me to stretch my body. Imagine every morning waking up, doing stretches, breath work, and then moving on with your day. It makes you feel like you have more control over your body, your environment. The environment right now, at this day and age, you're constantly told, oh, you can't do anything about the government, or you can't do anything about, you know, adults being like this, can't do anything about teachers being, you know, abusive. Basically, they're telling everyone to just go with the abuse, which, no. And then I would suggest, you know, a guided meditation in which you're feeling like, you know, there's light entering outside of you from here. Finally, we end our session in a savasana, where we lie down on our back in complete silence, close our eyes, and just breathe. Do that for like 5 to 7 minutes. It will help you calm your mind down, like a lot. Really, really. It's like a perfect emotion. There's a couple of poses: child's pose, bridge pose, savasana, legs up the wall, and downward dog. These 5 poses. If you don't want to do, if you know nothing else of yoga, if you just do these 5 at the beginning, oh, you will realize so much. You'll realize the reason why people why this was recommended to you. I don't know, I feel like that, so I guess maybe you might feel that too. If not, that's okay too. No? But I guess that's all for today. After savasana, yeah. That's all for today, guys. Well, I feel a lot more better. If you notice this, okay, My spine now is a lot more, but staying like this doesn't hurt, you know? I'm not on alert. And naturally my back now is like this. So the more I do this, the more it's going to get better. Because I noticed doing yoga, following the Ayurvedic diet and lifestyle, I kind of used my cycle to track each period and my energy levels. And then in accordance to that, I would go about my work. And because I started my own business, I was able to do that easily because, But at the same time, that business is not off the ground. Yes, ma'am. We'll get there. I prefer this stage rather than going back into the corporate world, working for misogynistic people and then women who are older and who just, when people constantly deal with abuse and they just give up and they're like, you know what, I gotta become abusive so that, well, I get things, which is fine, do that, but I don't need to be involved in that nonsense. A lot of they were competing with me and I was like, child, you're like 45, like calm down, please stop doing like this, Like even in boarding school, even until I was like a teenager, all teenage years, even like as a child, I would never do this, like, go about, talk shit about you and then, come and give food just to this one person. That is childish behavior. As much as money is great for like things, not through the mouths and the hands of these kind of people. Especially the man who witnessed abuse within his family, and he was like, whatever. And when he told me that, I was like, ugh, I need to get the fuck out of here because I cannot be working with abusers. And then the woman kind of chips in and she's like, but have you seen teenagers nowadays, how they dress up? They dress up, they don't even look like teenagers. It doesn't matter. It fucking does not matter. But she lost my respect, he lost my respect. I still had to work at that place for 6 more months because I lived by myself, worked to feed myself and pay off my student loans, which I still have not paid off, but I had to continue working there. But in those 6 months, dude, my hair fell out from different places because when you hate yourself for being forced, well, you don't hate yourself, you hate everything else. I would, every time before going into work, like every Sunday I would cry. I'd feel like wanting to kill myself because I'd be like, oh my God, I've working with abusers and everything. And then afterwards, it's just, I will not go back. So I'd be really appreciative if people subscribe. It'd be great to monetize this channel and provide more stuff for emotional and nervous system regulation. Because I'm not only dealing with burnout recovery, like I burnt out then, but before working with them and everything, because of my trauma, I left this country. Like I stopped talking to my friends and everything because they were like, you still have to talk to your family, they're your family. All of them have like family members who will talk to them and who are nice to them and who don't abuse them. Talking to them, being nice is awesome. They're not slapping them about, pulling their hair, kicking them in the stomach, or molesting them, things like that. Just. So I just got away from everyone and anything, and then moved to another country. And then in another country, when I was trying to, set up a whole new life, I was en route to become like a manager. And then it just did not work out because, because with CPTSD, like complex post-traumatic stress disorder, I was already constantly making an effort for nervous system and emotional system regulation, which is why I was able to get to manager level in a corporate environment at the age of 26, 27. But then I was just like, I'm never working for anybody, because you don't know which man is an abuser, you don't know which woman is going to support him out of fear that she had in the past or the fear she has in the present. Because that woman had 2 sons, one of them was about to go to college, like university, and I was kind of giving this excuse to myself that maybe that's why she said those things. But it doesn't change the fact that older women are becoming a danger to younger children and women, because I don't know, they were built in that environment and they've adjusted to it, and if they don't grow up, then that's on them. But I had to get the fuck out because I want to grow. Also, if I'm becoming manager at the age of 26, 27, then what the fuck am I learning at a place? I am neurodivergent. I need to learn something new. If I'm doing the same thing over and over again, I will get bored. And they were teaching me nothing new. I was doing 3 people's job, acing all of it, and managing another person. Just like I'm going to listen to some dusty ass people whose the worst thing that happened to them is, I became pregnant when I did not want a baby. Okay. Or my family, none of my friends live near my mansion. Grow up. Take your little problems and go cry about it to anybody else. Not to me. Oh, but I did like everyone else I work with. It's just those 2, 3 people that were really insecure about themselves. Because then they started doing Ruhi talks a lot. She talks a lot, or she's not being sociable enough. They were not satisfied. They wanted me to leave. And as much as I was like, I won't let them win, at the end of the day, I did not let them win. I let me win because my hair was falling out, everything was happening, and also I helped another girl who was going through personal issues for 2 months. She could not come into work. The one who I was managing, she could not come into work, so I took over her job as well. So that's 4 people during those 2 months, and after that I was like, fuck this shit, I'm out, kind of thing, Anyway, I don't know why I went into story time, but thank you for listening. I will see you guys soon. Thank you for following along with this video, and let me know what positions that you will try first. And if any of these seem really hard to you, or if you have any other questions, please let me know. Don't forget to subscribe and like the channel, okay? Bye-bye.